and then we'll get on with it. So, last time the party kind of continued exploring the caves. You guys found the body of somebody who seems to have been exploring them and then got lost and kind of trapped inside these caves and died before they could escape. You found a few more of their belongings. They seem to be somebody potentially from this village. You then continued exploring the upper section of the village itself. Sorry, not of the village, of the caves, and you found that the section leading to. Let me actually jump you guys to back to the cave for a second. That the section leading to the left of the cave led to the basically led out to the shack, to the logging shack near the village. So and there was ladders there, so somebody actually set that up and seems to have been aware of that. The other piece you found out is that afterwards you traveled to the right of this kind of cave cliff and exited out into a kind of you exited out of the cave and into a section where you found kind of a little encampment and realized that also that section of the cave it goes quite far and actually goes beyond the walls that the guards outside have constructed. However, once you exited, you found the camp and started looking around, but there were traps everywhere. And you were ambushed by somebody as well. You could not find out who ambushed you, other than that seemed to be they looked like maybe a human or a human, something similar to a human, using poison arrows. Right before you retreated, but before you retreated, you were able to salvage some papers from a box that we were trying to open and that blew up. Zamnil managed to grab a couple of them to try and piece together later on. You went back to the village and ended up staying with the family that's been guarding the inn. And the head of the family kind of put on a feast for you, made sure to treat you really well, and asked you to retrieve one of their cousins who is trapped inside the inn. And that's kind of where we left off. They gave you a spot in the house, and you could to kind of stay overnight. And now it is the following morning, and so we begin.
Okay, so the plan for today, I believe, was we were going to go to the inn, right, and interview some people, kind of thing.
Yeah, just try to nab a person and get the fuck out, hopefully.
Do we want to pursue that gentleman in the forest any further?
I do not enjoy poison arrows, and I believe our agreement was that we'd simply report what we found back to the officers, because that was already kind of a tertiary objective, we'll call it, not even a secondary one.
Luckily for you, poison doesn't affect me.
That's a good idea. You can go off there by yourself.
Okay, so then off to the inn?
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
So, you all head out.
Wait, hold on. Can we try to make sense of what we have of the papers that we had from?
Yeah. You look. You take a look at the papers, and you realize it's not written in any in a language that you seem to understand. It looks to be using common letters, but your best guess is it's some sort of cipher.
Can I try to decipher it with my epic brain?
Roll investigation.
Sure thing. 12.
So You kind of take a look at it and you figure you kind of luckily you were able to piece together enough pages that some sort of pattern is there, but you suspect it might take a couple of hours of going over it to be able to figure out what the message is.
We'll do this later. I relay to my party as I pack my things up and prepare to go to the inn.
Good to go.
Wait, do we know what language it is, Nikita?
It's common. Well, at least it looks like common. It's written in a similar thing.
It's like it's in common, like alphabet,
so it's like,
but
yeah, it's like you see common
encrypted
words in there, and you see, yeah, it's basically like an encrypted, yeah.
Okay, so it's not just like, oh, it's like Dwarvish, but it's written in common or something.
Yeah. You
Can
see.
I try to decipher?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do I need to roll intelligence?
Yeah, investigation.
Investigation, okay. 22.
All right, so your CPU turns on and goes into you overclock it, and it begins to process it really, really well. You could probably figure this out in about like half an hour.
Sure, I'll do that. I'll work tirelessly deciphering this.
Okay, so Malik decides to work on deciphering it. Do you guys choose to stay with him for that time, or head over to the inn, or?
Yeah, hang on.
I'll work on better headlights for my robot.
So, you stay. So Malik's like very like focused in on these pages. Zamnel's tinkering around with his new steel defender, and you know, also at this time, like the head of the family makes sure to provide you with breakfast and like make sure like, you know, you're well taken care of. While you're working on this, you actually hear somebody. You hear you hear about somebody speaking outside, and the man who was the kind of the head of the family comes over to you again and says, "Excuse me, I believe there is somebody asking to speak with you outside. Sylvia, our herbalist, she's looking for you, Master Zamnel."
I suppose I can take a break from my craft here. Let me just grab a few things, and I'll be probably on my way down.
You notice, so you head downstairs, and Sylvia there, she's wearing like this kind of a little bit of a hood, like this green kind of hood. You notice it's a little kind of misty outside this day, and she looks at you and smiles and says, "Sorry, I never really got to thank you properly. You were really such a huge help back there, and I never everything happened so fast. And you ran off to on the important business. I wish I could do something more for how you handled that man.
Think nothing of it.
Well, it wouldn't be right. As I said, my grandmother would turn in her grave if she knew I didn't repay the favor. So I went looking through her stash. There was a couple of things that aren't much use around here, but perhaps you could find a better use for them. Here, please take this. And she hands you these two they're wrapped up in like these kind of rags, but you definitely see two distinct kind of little bottles. They one's for fortitude. It should help with staying especially if you're in battle. That doesn't happen much around these parts, but should be useful. The other one is it's a little surprising. She shakes the other bottle. It makes you yourself easily produce light. It tastes pretty good too, but back in her day, the miners would sometimes use it instead of torches. But please take it. And she hands you the 2 kind of bottles.
Curious. Thank you for this. It's said a good deed never goes, without being repaid. Zama would bow thankfully before, saying, "Well, if that is all, ma'am, I'll get back to my comrades. We have a few things to take care of before we get to our ultimate purpose here."
Oh, of course, I wouldn't want to distract you. Thank you. She kind of also does like a little bow, like a little courtesy, and I have to get back. Maybe I can figure something out in my little shop, and kind of hurries off towards the shop.
Samuel would just do a little salute with 2 fingers and go back in.
All right. As you do that, so to quick explainer, one of them's you find like little kind of labels on each potion. One of them's a potion of fortitude. Basically what it'll do is it'll give you 10 temporary hit points for 1 hour when you drink it. The other potion is on it you actually see a little label. It says Celestial Sunrise. It's like this orangey liquid. Looks pretty tasty. And you there's a slight sense of like orange and honey on it. And on the back it says that if you drink it, you will start producing light from like your face and your mouth if you drink it.
Interesting. I guess I head back to my bros.
So the time. Sorry,
go ahead.
In the time that Malik is, spending his time deciphering that, I'm gonna see if I can just take a look at the sword once more, just to see if there's anything magical about it in terms of like being attuned to it, kind of thing. So I can let them know.
Roll Arcana.
I can't remember if we checked it out originally, so I don't know.
It was like a pretty hasty check, so it would make sense to look through it again.
Okay, so that's 20. 14 plus 6.
So you see on the sword that there's definitely there's definitely some level of power within it. From where it's most of it comes from, it's kind of religious kind of etchings on it. It's somehow connected to the god Helm, as you've already discerned. But as you look around with it, you realize it could probably be you, and from your previous work in the labs, you get an idea that perhaps it can be used for. There could be a way of transferring this power into other sources. So if you add other kind of, I guess, devices that needed any sort of magical powering, this could be not maybe a large power source, but at least a power source for them.
Interesting. Okay. And I'll share that information with everyone, just when everyone's free, kind of thing.
All right.
That's it for me.
So you get this little bit of information about the sword as Malik kind of snaps back and is now understood. He's all you see the matrix going through his eyes as he's deciphering the pages, and you're able to figure out actually most of what's on that page. So what you see there is it seems to be some sort of kind of set of instructions for for the rebel that you encountered in the woods earlier. And now from these pages you can't tell it was one of the rebels, related also to that page you found earlier in the Rugard's home. The instructions say that they are to try and help people leave this encampment, that they they don't think it's legal or proper, or it's the right thing to keep them trapped in here. That but the main thing is that they want to they got word of some sort of magical amulets that the government has developed to help combat this plague, and they need to one is try and get their hands on it, and two is help rescue whoever they're going to be transporting with the amulets. They believe that they can, if they were to capture these people, they would, sorry, not capture, but I guess from that, in the wording in there, it says more like liberate and like rescue, stuff like that. They want to, their goal in there, it says they want to basically, once somebody is taken out of the village, to ambush the caravan once they're being transported by the soldiers out of the basically out of the village and towards wherever they're next, kind of towards their labs, basically.
Is it like leaving the quarantine zone or outside the quarantine zone?
So sorry, what's outside the quarantine zone?
Like, do they want to ambush us as we're leaving to exit the quarantine area, or
like
once?
further.
Yeah, like once we left
down,
the quarantine
further
area.
Down. So once you've left, they don't really have an easy. The plan is to, they basically have a general idea of where the nearest lab is that you would want to be, that the soldiers would want to go towards. The one that has the capabilities of studying this. They want to kind of track you on your kind of journey out, and then basically ambush you at some point later down the road.
I relay this information. Are they with me, or did they?
Yeah, they're with you.
We've been around, yeah.
I relay what I can read to them, and then I tell them we could use this as an opportunity and lay a trap for them.
Absolutely.
That may work, but I would rather we coordinate any efforts with the officer.
Of course,
Let's not get ourselves killed over something we didn't get paid for.
We should show the officers and then help them coordinate like a strike.
Yeah. So maybe we should relay the information prior to. I mean, we can pick the individual, but prior to bringing them out of the zone.
Or we can pretend like we have an individual and just not be carrying anything.
They, however, are aware that we looked through their things. They might become suspect if we do this. I'd rather we would simply stick to the original plan, but we relay what we found out. We don't want to cause any suspicion and to make these people rash. Rash people are dangerous.
I mean, we could just always ask for reinforcements and watchful eyes.
Yes, that sounds much more prudent.
Just to aid in the transportation.
Indeed.
So, do we want to take a look at the inn then, right now, or do we want to go?
I prefer we do that. Yes.
Okay. So we'll head to the inn.
So you head towards towards the inn, and you see the two people that you saw on your very first kind of visit here, standing outside. They both kind of stand more like upright as the two of you approach them. They still don't really know how to. They're not soldiers, but they're trying their best.
Oh, sorry. Can you just quickly remind me what the name of the family that hosted us was, the one that wanted us to get their cousin?
Is that the Jagron family? Is that someone else?
Yeah. Honestly, sorry. I messed up the names halfway between, so from now on they're the Capsner family. So
the Capsners. Okay.
I'm gonna retcon that into the previous episode.
You just edit it.
Capsner?
Yeah, Capsner. And the head of the family's named Rolf Capsner. And yeah, so their cousin is inside of the inn. So as you head towards there, they kind of try to bow towards you, and the bigger one says, "Oh, are you? Good day to you. Are you good sirs going to head into the inn at this point?"
Yes, we are.
Okay, thank you very much. Please, would you be able to deliver these supplies inside? And he kind of points to the cart. We kept some of these things. We try to make sure no rodents or anything get to them, but some of these supplies do need to get inside the inn as soon as we can.
Of course. I just put the supplies on my defender to carry it along.
Yeah.
It's like a cart.
Is it like a lot of supplies, or like just single item type stuff, or is it like a whole cart?
It's like the cart, but on the cart there's it's sort of like stuff you can like carry in probably a couple of rounds.
Can I just take a quick glance over it, just like for nothing suspicious?
Okay, yeah. Roll perception.
That's a 1.
So what you see in there is basically just general food supplies. There's like grains. There's like grains and there's just a bunch of like bags of stuff, but it's all
looking good, guys. Moving on in.
So you head inside, and what you kind of grab, like a bunch of you grab some of the stuff and kind of carry it inside. The two guys with the kind of potato sacks over their heads help you unload it, but they won't step inside the inn. They kind of yell into the but right before you guys open the door, like the bigger one walks up to the door first, and he's like, "Everybody stand back in there! Agents of the Crown coming in!" As like to get everybody back. You don't really hear much of a sound from inside. You just hear a little bit of shuffling maybe, and that's about it. So you step inside of the inn. As the door opens, right away you're kind of assaulted with this like stench. There's definitely a lot of very unwashed bodies, and something is rotting somewhere in here. This place is...
I just lift up like the scarf that I use like as part of just when I'm engineering, just to cover up the smell, like and then lower a welding mask sort of as part of my helmet.
All right, so you kind of like cover yourself up so you're not offended by the smell. So when you head inside, you see what's used to be a pretty spacious inn, but now there's definitely signs of trouble. There's a couple of people at the nicer tables over here. They're kind of sitting there. They look up at you and like in curiosity, but they're almost like they have almost these like kind of somewhat blank stares. The two of them seem to be sipping just on cups of hot water. And then there's a couple of people in this corner. They're kind of just like sitting back up against the walls. One of them's just staring off into the ceiling, and the other one seems to be just like sipping on some bottle of alcohol. You do see a man at this at the area that's kind of the bar, but you do see this bar has almost been like barricaded over with a couple of extra like layers of just like planks and just like crates and stuff. He's turned it almost into this little like wall, but he looks over at you and says, "Oh, please, come on in." And his eyes widen at the supplies. He's like, "Oh, please, over here, bring those over here. We are in dire need." And he looks over to the two men back there, and he's like, or just even to the general room. He's like, "All of you, stay back. Just wait your turn. Please bring it over here." As the rest of you, as you enter.
I'd rather cautiously just, flip the safety off my rifle.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye on basically everyone in the area while they're transporting the stuff towards the bar area or the supplies.
So as you're in this area, so as you kind of bring this supplies over, sorry guys, I just realized I'm so bad with names. That's the one thing I gotta get better at. Rolf Kapsner is the innkeeper's name, not the other family. The other family, I'll figure out their name afterwards because I did come up with one earlier, but I got all jumbled in my head. So yeah, Rolf is as you walk up to the innkeeper, he introduces himself. He's like, "Oh yes, thank you so much. My name's Rolf. It's a pleasure to meet you." He right away recognizes the signets on your hands. Oh, you have no idea how good it is to get some supplies in here. I was desperately worried we'd be short. Just don't let any of those get near you. They're not as civilized as we used to be. He says this in more of a hushed tone to not necessarily anger any of the others around. Please, just set them down over here. And he kind of as you place the sacks, he kind of looks in them. He's like, "Oh my god!" And just starts bringing them behind his kind of barricade over there. And you notice there's some food stacked up and other pieces, but it's definitely looking thin. May I ask, why in the world are you stepping inside this hellhole?
You see, we've been tasked with something from the crown, and we've come in here basically looking to interview some folks.
Oh, please, I'll be happy to say anything that you want. Give me just one moment. These people will go. They will have trouble if I don't feed them soon. And he starts. He notices there are, one of the bags has a couple of loaves of bread in it. That seems to be kind of pre-made, and then there's other graham ones with just a whole bunch of flour. So he kind of divvies up a couple of loaves of bread, kind of sets them outside, and he notices a little hole on this side over there, and he kind of pushes it through on that end. He's like, All right, come on in, come on in. Some of these people who seem like farmers or something kind of shamble over. They seem a bit shaky. They grab some of the pieces and then just quietly move over to their individual tables and just sit there kind of glumly just munching on it. One of the men here, he's still just sitting there, just staring at the sky, and one of these kind of runs over, just snatches a piece, and kind of runs back to his corner, just kind of almost oblivious to the rest of you. Oh well, that should keep them satisfied for a little while. Please, how can I help?
I'd lean into the man and just try to motion for him to lean a bit more in as well, just so we could speak a little more quietly.
Yes.
So, and following that, I'd speak to him. We actually need a person here for the mission that we have to do. We need a person who was infected, that we know for a fact is infected. Their disease has not progressed along far enough that they're mad enough. We need someone who has infected but is in the earliest stage possible.
I see. Well, you may want to look upstairs. That's all of these folks around here. I'd say they're pretty lost causes, to be honest. Maybe one of the farmers nearby, and he kind of points to these two. They're not that bad, but honestly, if this person, they would get to leave this village, right? They would leave Svindale.
Yes.
Please, you'd have to go upstairs. There's our elder, his granddaughter. She's such a sweetheart. I'm sure. Hey, maybe you could sorry, his daughter. Maybe you could maybe her, or there's a little girl upstairs as well, Olivia. Maybe her we could bring over. One of them for sure. They've been such a help. Oh, they're one of the only reasons I can keep anything together up here. They're taking care of everybody upstairs. Those are where we have.
I'd like to have Zamnil put his hand on the man's shoulder and lean in a bit closer and say, "Have they been sick? Did they get infected?"
It's hard to tell. They're dealing with some of the most sick ones here. Old man Striegs, he's been going a little cuckoo recently anyway, but he could be just but he's been trying to hold it together. He's our village elder. But his
Sir,
daughter...
we need somebody we know is infected for sure. Somebody who is not infected, if we find out there's been a lie, the king will very easily have these people tried for treason and easily put in capital punishment. This is very serious. We need to know that this person was infected for sure. We cannot take a maybe just because they interacted with people who are infected. You understand, sir?
Right. Well, everybody, all of these folks over here, there's something wrong with them. I've been not feeling great, but I'm hoping I've done my best to stay behind here, not touch or interact with any of them directly. We have a room in the back, and he points a little door. I've kept my family in there. They've never left. I hope they can. I think they might be okay. Your best bets might be upstairs. There's a couple of young ones and some younger families up there. Perhaps there, and he just kind of glances over towards its corner. Just stay away from those. They can get violent.
If I may ask, who would be your choice to be studied?
We would have
You
to
see, we're
save
making it back
Olivia.
to feed. That's why we're taking them in.
There's I believe the girl Olivia upstairs has been I heard Dogen say she's been she's been muttering in her sleep and mentioning some things. There's also the Galdorf's cousin. He's up there. He's staying with another. There's another family taking care of him. They're all ill, but he said they need to be in rather good health. I'm guessing one of the younger ones would be the best.
It doesn't matter how healthy they are by themselves. We need to know that the sickness is in the earliest stage. They can be as weak or strong as ever.
I'm sorry, this might be beyond me. Almost everybody upstairs has some level of. The only commonality we've seen so far is people hearing some sort of voices and then muttering to themselves. Some of them are definitely far beyond gone. Not a pretty sight up there. We've had to restrain some of them. Those are for sure gone. Please speak to Dogen upstairs. He may be better suited to guide you. I'm no doctor, unfortunately, myself.
Sorry, can you remind me what the name of the? Do you have a name now for the guy?
Rolf Kaspner.
I meant the guy who's the son, the cousin.
Yeah. They're the Garldorfs, I believe, from what I remember. We'll say the kid's name is Harold.
Harold, okay. What about a certain Harold?
Oh yes, he's the one staying with that I just he's staying with the Sildorfs upstairs. They seem to be taking care of him.
Has he been sick?
Yes, he was. He was forced to come in here fairly recently.
You say he's staying with the Sildorfs?
Yes.
See.
They have a room to themselves upstairs. They had to bunk. Everybody's sleeping on floors and the such upstairs, but we've managed to bring in some hay and the likes to make some makeshift beds for them.
I'd like to just reconvene with my associates for a moment.
So right before you do that, he actually looks at you and he's like, could you come? He kind of motions you to lean a bit closer, and he starts whispering, I do require a little help with something else. You see, we've had a problem in my cellar, and despite all these goods you've brought, it may be difficult for me to store them all right now.
Get to it, man. What's the problem?
You see, one man earlier, he snuck in there. He was going a little crazy, and he went down there to drown his sorrows in my liquor reserves. but he passed away. Fortunately, soon after, there seems to have, I don't know how this happened, but there is some sort of rat infestation down there. I initially discovered him down there, and his body was already massacred. I like shudders for a moment. I can't. Horrendous sight. But I need his body removed somehow, and the rats dealt with. I've never seen. I don't understand. I keep a pristine establishment. I've never seen this amount, and if you can deal with them somehow, without that, I don't know how much longer this inn can. I'll have to keep these goods out here, and I don't know how much longer I can keep fending people off.
Where exactly are the rats? Are they just running about, or are they hidden somehow?
They're all over the floor. They're on the rafters. Thankfully, I have some. Some of my goods are kept on higher ceilings, so some of the goods down there are still are okay, but it's only a matter of time till they chew through everything. There seem to be potentially some holes in the walls or something they must be coming from.
Well, our magical friend here may be able to assist to some degree, and for myself, I could use my defender to at least crush some of the rats.
We can definitely help you out, and I'm sorry you had to witness that.
Thank you. You could somehow...
If you're concerned smoking them out, sir.
Right, and we have... That may actually be a good idea, and I just don't have as many... Getting supplies in here has been tough recently, but I guess if I could use some of my wood if you're able to now bring in more as well. We've just been careful with that. So perhaps that's actually quite a good idea.
Well, these tables here, I see some are unused.
Like, of course. Could you... I may have an idea. If we could light some of them and maybe perhaps kind of throw... I'm just concerned, I don't know how we would get the smoke to go down there.
I may have my steel defender alight it, perhaps with a friend of ours here who has magical potential.
Yeah.
That could work. I mean, my cellar would burn, but... I mean, I guess if we can use it to bring new supplies in, we'd lose what we have so far, but...
Alternatively, we could just kill the rats. No need to destroy part of the building.
Well, if they have hideouts in the walls, it may be difficult to take care of them. We'll kill some, but inevitably there will be more. It'll be a job half done.
I see.
Well, we can go down and take a look, see what we find, and if it comes to that, we can definitely smoke them out. Has
rat poison not worked?
I tried some, and I mean, some seem to have. I open up a couple of times and I see some rat carcasses down there, but I'm guessing I got some of them, but I wasn't expecting this amount, and unfortunately also a great deal of my poison is stored down there, which was probably not the best. Not the best plan, thinking about it now. Just, who could have thought?
I see.
So, what is your guys' plan?
Let us reconvene, as I said, just for a moment.
Yeah.
So, I may use my steel defender for us to interact with things there remotely, but there's limits on what it can do. It can crush a lot of the rats, of course. It is unlikely they'll be able to chew through it to any effect, but
Yeah.
even if it crushes thousands, it sounds like there'll be even more.
Yeah, I mean, if we can find a way to maybe patch up the holes, I don't know. It's difficult.
That is.
We should probably survey the area, though.
Sorry, I should have been more clear. There isn't like thousands down there. There's just a lot more than one innkeeper is comfortable handling. On
So
his
more
own.
than 100, I guess you'd say.
It could be even maybe not more than 100. There's maybe like 40, 50 of them, maybe around there. Between there and maybe 100.
There's nothing one man can handle.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll send my defender down there. He'll maybe crush at least many, and perhaps once that's done, we'll be able to take care of the rest more intricately. Fair?
Sounds good to me.
Very well. Innkeeper, Rolf, my friend, could you open the way to the cellar?
Oh yes, of course. Thank you. He like rummages in his pockets and pulls out this like key and goes and opens up the door, and you see there's kind of a set of stairs leading down, and then kind of deeper into it. It's kind of dark. None of the lights in there are lit. It's not a huge cellar, but it's definitely leads down and then like into maybe like a 20-foot wide room that then goes further in.
All right. I'd like to send my defender down there and give it directives to go for the rats, but it should try to first move slowly to not scare them. And if it manages to scare them nevertheless, then it should just go ham. But regardless, its objective would be to just crush rats with its feet.
Right.
And does it still have light on it? Did you fix the goggles or whatever? The light thingies?
Yeah, because I was working that while Malik was.
Yeah, you attached the lights to him now. Yeah, so it goes downstairs. And it goes for like down these stairs. They lead like for a while down, and then it's like a bit of a corridor, and then this larger opening kind of area. So it goes down the corridor, sort of down the stairs. On the stairs, there doesn't seem to be anything. There's just a couple of there's old bones that get just crushed below its feet. And as you see, as it goes further in, you see something like skittering goes off in all different directions from the light. You just see rats jump in different directions as it goes there, and you just see a bunch of little lights in on the raft on the bottom darkness and from some of the what do you call them, cupboards, I guess. And they're all kind of just looking at the defender.
I guess I just order it to go for the rats and try to just.
Okay, it runs in there, and you notice that as it runs in there, as it goes further, and you see there is still the remains of a body just lying there. It seems to be almost entirely hollowed out, except for the clothes seem to be left somehow mostly intact, but a lot of the flesh is missing. Zamnel, what you notice actually is that the body has these weird areas where it looks like it has tufts of fur on it or something on the body itself.
I'd like to point this out to my colleagues.
And as you point this out, a bunch of the rats jump from the rafters, and everybody roll initiative.
Oh shit, that's spooky. What the fuck? Shit.
Nah, son of a bitch, 5. I'm not very lucky with initiative.
Alright, so So as you do this, all the rats jump from the rafters, and you notice a bunch of them run inside of this run into the body as the body starts like,
oh, fuck.
And starts to rise up as it seems to get like the clothes start to fill out with the rat bodies on the inside, like giving it like flesh. As it rises up, it turns into this. Like all these rats kind of start wrapping up around it, and it gets like this coating of fur with this like disgusting like face with these like large kind of like teeth in front, and you see the rats on the end. Some of them kind of like all kind of start fusing into its body, and there's 2 rat faces on the ends of its hands as this thing kind of like rises up towards you.
What the fuck?
These aren't any normal rats.
And this creature starts like lurch towards you. So
got any fireballs right now? They'd come in really handy right about now.
Oh, I've got plenty of stuff ready.
So as this is happening, let's just get everybody's initiatives out real quick. I'm just gonna go through everybody. Malik.
13.
Vasa.
13 as well.
13 as well. Zamnal.
50. 5.
5. You're Steel Defender 5 as well.
Rough.
This guy, let's have him roll 15.
Fuck.
And
so far so good.
The rats 10. So this creature kind of like lurks up, and just like all the rat faces on it start screeching at you as it kind of like runs at you and pounces towards the nearest thing. The first thing it sees is the Steel Defender, and like all its faces start gnawing into it. It runs. Let's see. 20 hits, I'm guessing.
What the fuck?
11, 10.
Okay.
So its head kind of clamped down on it, and then both of its other faces like. The other ones didn't seem to be as impactful, but the first one definitely did something.
Rat bite through steel. What the fuck?
It has.
Point out that your Steel Defender has more HP than me.
That's pretty fucking. That's good.
It hits it for 7 piercing damage.
Oh, what the fuck? Okay.
Oh wait, sorry, wait, maybe not. Hold on, sorry. I rolled this damage on the wrong guy.
Well, it's gonna do even more now, I'm guessing.
No, it's actually only 4. Because the other one was like, it's kind of weird. I just added the swarm of rats, but I'm handling it a little differently. So it just like clamps down on it for 4 points of damage.
I see.
And I believe the Defender doesn't care about poison, right?
Let's see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Immune.
So it doesn't care about the poison. So at this point, it kind of doesn't like pulls it out, like kind of like screeches, and then turns towards like the rest of you who are more fleshy looking. Well, I guess minus Malik. All right, Malik. At this point, it's your turn.
How far are we from where we came?
You're like, you guys are like right now standing. Let me move you on the. You guys are all kind of standing like at the cellar entrance. Also, imagine it's a little wider. I should have made it a little wider because you can actually walk down properly, like carrying a barrel. And down there, you can see, and so it's maybe like 15-foot walkway, and then there's the rats down there.
I look to the other party members and I'm like, this might be a formidable foe. And then I say, maybe we can bait it back to the this area, the main area, and it can get distracted on the weak humans up there that are already dying.
That's possible. I don't think we'd all fit down there anyway, so I think that's a good idea. Definitely draw it out.
I believe the rats would just consume all those people, and that'll just make them stronger in the end.
Nah. We got them.
No. They should, while they're busy biting on the other weak people, we can take care of them.
Are you sure we can't destroy them before they get up there? That sounds, the king might be very cross with us when he finds out.
These people are gonna die anyways.
I don't think the king would see it that way. I think our reward might very quickly turn into a gallows.
No one will know about this.
I have my doubts about that. Especially since we have to bring someone back.
The people we want are upstairs. The weak ones are right outside. Like, I don't know what this
It's very likely they'll find out exactly what happens.
I mean, we're not gonna all fit down there anyways, right? So it's like...
Do you have a map? Sorry, do you have a map for the fucking...
No, sorry, I don't have a map down there.
I assume it's pretty small.
It's like a 5-foot wide kind of like walkway going down. And then there's like, that's like pretty narrow, and then it widens into this larger cellar, which is right now has a bunch of rats in it.
I think we have no choice but to bring the fight up. Especially if we want to keep our distance.
Well, have you considered that whatever has these rats enthralled will likely just enthrall the people up there if it gets there?
We'll get to that.
Yeah, plus those people are still alive and the rats haven't eaten through them, so should be okay.
Well, I'm beholden to the party's vote, so I'll have to go along with this, though I'd like to go on record as disagreeing with it.
Okay. I guess we'll...
So you're choosing to back up?
Yeah, like... Can I move back out and maybe tell this guy to try to get in a safe spot since he seems like he hasn't succumbed to the illness as much?
He's like, he looks down and is like, oh god, what's going on down there? He's like, and he just hears screeching. He's like, oh no, this... and he kind of just like freaks out, runs off, and like he opens a door kind of back here that seems to be leading back into the kitchen area, and his also kind of an area where his family is as well, and it kind of just like shuts the door closed, and you just hear like a key turning rapidly.
And then like before he goes, I'm like, you didn't tell us about that abomination.
You just hear from behind the door, I never seen that thing. Oh my, what? Keep the door shut.
Be like, well, we'll keep it away from your family, but keep your family safe just in case.
Yeah, he's already like starting to move furniture and shit around. But anyway, that's not all happening in just one round, but that's what he's about to be doing.
Yeah. And like, which of these guys look like they're mindless? I think it was these guys you said?
Yeah, these guys look very like mindless. These guys are just like depressed or something right now. As they see all the commotion, they're also like, what the hell? And they start to like look around and like there's like they are like backing up slowly away from that area.
I don't think what we did here might have been a good idea because some of these people might end up breaking out of the quarantine.
We'll be able to exit this little inn.
They may or may not.
I'll have to stop them if they try.
Okay, we need to get going. This is one round here. 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's reconvene, I guess.
Okay, so Malik, what are you doing on your turn? You backed up. Are you doing anything else?
Can I prepare an action?
Yeah.
I'm prepared to shoot the rat as soon as it comes out of the cellar.
Okay, so you kind of ready your rifle and you're kind of pointing it in that direction. Okay. That ends your turn. Now, Vasa.
Okay. If I look in, do I see a visual of the giant abomination?
You see this thing kind of right now. It's kind of like on like the steel defender.
Okay. I'm gonna firebolt it.
Okay. Roll to hit.
Ooh, 14.
14 I believe does actually hit. Hold on. Yeah, 14 does hit.
Okay, 1d10. That's 9 damage. 9 fire damage. And then I'm going to back up. Where's the door section on the bar?
There's not really necessarily a door. You guys kind of like hop. There's like a lower section over here that you guys kind of like hopped over in the center.
Okay. Then I'll go just kind of like this a little bit. Just hop over in front of the bar kind of thing. That's it.
Okay. Now Zamnil. Actually, sorry, not Zamnil. The swarm of rats. So a bunch of rats start running past the defender and around them. They does trigger an opportunity attack, so like stomps down on them. 1 second. Can you roll to hit on your?
Yeah, sure. Just roll. Do it in roll 20. My roll to hit would be. Spell attack modifier. What the fuck is that? Where is that? +6. Okay. $26. Oh, nat 20.
Oh shit. So instead of just like stomping on one or two of the rats, the defender does like a little kind of like body slam onto them as it realizes it's going to all like go past them and manages to squash like a whole bunch of rats on the floor.
Alright, I guess I'll roll damage. Efficiency bonus 2, so 1d8 plus 2.
Oh yeah, sorry. All the rats have just 1 HP, so that the damage doesn't matter that much. It's more like how many of them are you hitting or not.
Okay.
So yeah. Yeah, it shows the way I'm tracking it. I should have just added a bunch of separate rats, maybe, but that might be weird to
I was like, I just wasn't sure how you're running this.
Yeah.
It's like, I thought maybe the swarm of rats is like a collective HP representing all the rats or something. So it's like that. Anyway.
Also, give me just 1 second. Okay, there we go. Okay, so so all the rats though, they run past and all kind of just start like climb. They all start climbing onto you, Zamnil, like trying to bite through you.
I've fought rats before in the mines. I won't go down to them now.
17.
Oh fuck. wait. Yeah, okay. I don't have my shield on, so it's just 15.
Yeah, because you did say you cocked your gun earlier, right?
Yeah.
Now, so a bunch of the rats start biting into you. You take 6. So you take 6 points of damage.
Wait! Don't finish that. I can cast shield as a reaction, but I need to think if that's worth it.
It's a little late for that. You would need to do that when it, like, before I rolled to hit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like one reaction you take when you are hit by an attack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can pull it afterwards.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
I just don't know if it's worth it. So
Probably not.
It stays up for a round, so if more hit you, like, you know, you still have that plus bonus
it's
to your
still
AC.
the start of my next turns, and the Rat Man might attack me. So I think it's worth it. I have 3 spell slots. I'll cast that, increasing my AC to 20.
Well, so if it's the start of your next turn, it will it's your next turn right away, basically, right? So
an invisible barrier of magical force appears and protects you until the start of your next turn. So starting from when I cast it.
Yeah, so you cast it on the Swarm of Rats turn, and then it's your next turn.
It's gonna be your turn.
Oh. Okay.
I think
I'd probably rather just keep my spell slot for
I didn't realize, but yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think I'll just fuck it. I'll weather it.
Okay, so they all bite into you, and they deal 6 points of damage.
Fuck, okay.
Right. Now it's your turn. And there's a bunch of rats around you, and then some of them are like skittering off across the room.
Oh, so no, I thought they like covered me.
Yeah, so sorry, they kind of like crawled up. They were like around your legs and trying to gnaw them. There's not quite enough to like instantly engulf you just yet. But they're starting to like climb up your legs and yeah.
Sorry, where am I right now?
You're by the cellar door.
But like I'm not in the cellar yet. Like
no, I'm guessing you stayed outside, kind of looking down, right?
Yeah, because I have my defender.
Yeah, and your defender's down there.
Okay, so I guess I just like to do my tried and tested move when I get swarmed. I'd like to drop and just use my fucking dwarf thickness to just fucking squash them as I roll.
Okay, roll athletics.
Ah, fuck. It's athletics. Okay.
Yeah, it would be athletics.
14.
That's pretty good. So you as the rats
would it be more like whatever.
Or yeah, sorry,
whatever.
I would allow Constitution here too. Yeah.
Whatever. Okay, next time I don't want to like.
Yeah, that's fair. So you roll and kind of just like start crushing all these rats, and below you just feel like a bunch of them get squashed, especially because you're wearing heavy armor as well, right? So you squash quite a substantial number of them.
Well, medium armor, but I'm just carrying a lot of stuff to make me heavy.
Sorry, yeah. That plus your mantle is kind of metallic, right?
Yeah, my armor.
Yeah. So it's also just like harder as well in terms of pressing into them. And yeah, so you definitely there's just a bunch of splattered kind of rats below. Not splattered, but definitely crushed.
Yeah.
Now you still have, I guess, some movement. Well, like you're technically prone, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
So getting back up would use up the rest of your movement.
Yeah, that's fine. Actually, yeah, I'd like to get back up.
But, yeah, so you get back up, and now you're standing. A bunch of the rats were like around you, have been crushed, but there's now there's still some trying to gnaw on you, and a couple of others have been now are like skittering around the room.
All right.
One second. I'm trying to find something that's like. Sorry, one second. Okay, I got it. All right, so that about ends your turn, right? Well, sorry, you still have a bonus action. You could command your defender to do something.
Oh, yeah. I guess can I get that motherfucker to just squash more rats, I guess?
Yeah. And also keep in mind the thing that Abomination is right in front of your defender right now.
Oh, can I have it, like, try to just, like, ram it down?
Yeah. So you want to kind of, I guess, tackle it or something?
Yeah. Bring it down, hopefully crush some rats in the process, but that's just a bonus.
Roll athletics.
That's strength, so +2, so roll 1d20 +2. Oh, fuck, 1. Well, 1 + 2, but...
Yeah, but it's a crit fail. So, your defender tries to kind of, like, jump into to do a body slam, but they didn't take into account that there's a bunch of rats swarming at its feet, and it kind of, like, trips over them, and is now kind of knocked prone next to the giant rat abomination thing. All right, it is now 1 second. Steel defender, the rat abomination's turn. It kind of just hops over your steel defender and runs towards you. Once again, like, its face and the other two faces on its hands, like clamp down onto you. It goes for 7, 24, and 10. So I'm guessing only the 24 hits, right? Oh, and that's a crit. So it crit on you with one of its attacks. So, it deals. So, it kind of like tries to bite down onto you. 2 of the attacks miss, but one of them managed just to get past your armor, and you feel like this clamping down on you. Can you roll a Constitution saving throw?
Yeah. Second. There. I thought they'd be a specific. 17 plus 3, 20.
Right. So you feel something like entering your body, and you feel kind of like, but you manage to kind of shake it off and kind of shove it away from yourself. That it kind of then it suddenly it looks around. It's like never seen so much open space, and it kind of just it tries to leap past you and land kind of like in the center of the room. You can roll for an opportunity attack if you want.
Sure thing. I guess I just shoot it like point blank with my gun.
Yeah, you would have to roll at disadvantage. I'm just gonna use this dead rat as the representation for that.
All right. Second. Fuck. Battle ready. Let me added up my proficiency.
Did the bite do damage or no?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it was 6 points of damage. Let me actually update that on the initiative tracker too.
All right. So I'm gonna roll twice, and then take the lowest.
6. And then the previous attack actually did 6 as well. All right. From the rats on you.
What? What are you saying?
Remember when the rats... So the first was the rat swarming you, biting into you, did 6 damage. And now this rat the abomination did another 6 damage.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Did it crit, or was it just a regular?
It was a crit. Yeah, it was a crit.
So his actual damage was like 3 and then it got doubled?
Yeah, so his actual damage was 4. It rolled a 2 and it has a +2. So it doubled the 2, so it got to a 6.
Okay, so does 18 hit?
Yes. Horyotai on the big rat, right?
Well, I guess the one that jumped past me, right?
Yeah. So that does hit.
Okay.
Actually, wait. I don't think you get opportunity attacks with ranged weapons.
I think that's a feat. I think. I mean, it could be different for archers, though. I don't know.
Yeah. Actually, I just realized that.
You get national. Oh, so I guess it would be like an improvised weapon then. I'd use it as like a club.
Yeah, you could like smack it or something.
DnD club. Let me quickly search up the stats for that.
Do I also get to shoot it with the reaction since it's now?
Oh yes, you can roll. Yes, roll to hit.
So okay, as a club, it's 1d4 plus second. So 1d4 plus 4. Okay. Five damage.
Okay. Wait. So sorry. Wait. That was your to hit, right?
No. That's my damage. My to hit was 24 and 18 since Oh, but there's no disadvantage, right?
Yeah, you wouldn't have disadvantage, but you also wouldn't have a +6. Anyway, with those rolls, we can say you hit.
No, I would have a +6. I'm still using my intelligence.
Yeah. Oh, you still use your intelligence? It's only when you attack with a magical weapon, though. I think.
No, it's for... Oh, yeah, you're right.
But...
No, you're right.
With those rolls, you would have hit anyway. So even if it was only like a +2 or if you only added like a +2 or 3 or something, that roll would have hit because it was fucking 18.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, just keep that in mind that you only add your intelligence if you're using a magical weapon. But anything you tinker with is considered a magical weapon.
So anything like with infusion, I guess.
Yeah. So you kind of club it across the sides, and it kind of like throws it off balance a bit as Malik also fires off a shot. Malik, what was your
23?
Nice. So that hits.
Can I aim at a specific part? Like, is that a good enough roll?
You just say what you want to aim for, then I'll let you know what the results are.
I'll try to aim for his like shoulder where one of the rats are connected to, I guess. Because you said it's like an arm of rats, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll try to aim there.
Okay.
Then I'll do damage. 9.
Okay, nice. So you fire off this shot, and it kind of like it blows off one of its arms, and it just starts to kind of like swarm and squiggle around on the ground, almost like having like right now almost like having some life of its own, but doesn't. It seems to be for now just kind of writhing on the ground. The whole thing kind of recoils and its faces screech, and it like kind of turns back towards you with its angry look. Hold on. Oh, whoops. An earthquake happens.
Good.
How much damage do I take?
Wait, sorry, you? I don't think you took any.
No,
oh,
I meant for the earthquake.
Oh, I was like, wait, what? Okay, so sorry, 5 damage, 9 damage. So that's definitely like very hurt. It's that brings us to actually, as it takes all this damage, you hear it rears up its head and goes like as like just like everything starts to shudder for a moment, and you hear like a little rumbling from this area. Well, not necessarily rumbling, but a lot of screeching from the from here as like more rats start piling out of there.
Oh.
It's not like an endless stream, but another like bunch of them come out. Now it is Voss's turn. Actually, sorry, wait, no, it is
My turn.
Yeah, Malik's turn. Yeah.
So can I see how like these people reacted, like these guys and these guys?
What I actually did was kind of skip past them. So these guys backed up. This guy's cowering back here. This guy's cowering up against this wall. This guy right now, this guy is actually up against this wall. He's kind of still just sitting there, kind of staring up at the sky. But now he's starting to like rock back and forth. And he's like, and like this, and as he's doing that, this other guy kind of stands up and he's like, kind of shaking and staring directly at the rat.
Just looking at it?
He's kind of, yeah, just staring at it, and like his whole body's like shaking.
Would I be able to like walk past the rat and like grab this guy and throw him at the rat?
Freaking dick.
You could. Yeah, you could.
Okay. I'll try that.
So you run over here, and as you run towards him, he kind of like, it kind of looks at you for a moment, and his eyes kind of just lock with yours for a second, and he's kind of just like, and he grabs a bottle, of like he grabs his bottle and just smacks it on like against the what do you call it, like against the table there. So can you roll athletics for your throw?
Sure. Natural 1 and then +4, so 5. Yeah, it's a fail.
Yeah. So he smacks the bottle, and you try to like you run at him, but then you try to pick him up, and he kind of just like, he's like, get off me, and shoves you to the side, and he's like, and just runs at the rat, screaming with the bottle, and starts like fucking stabbing it with this bottle, trying to kill it. Let me 1 second. Let me roll to hit on this guy. Well, he fucked up on both. He tries to like stab at it, and he's like, but the rat faces just kind of like bash him off, and now they're like kind of like intertwined in combat. It is now Malik, you still technically have a bonus action. But I don't know if you can
do I have any more movement left or no?
Let me see. Let me just measure real quick. Oh, hold on. Oh, not really, no.
Okay. Oh, this is much bigger than I thought. Looked way smaller.
All right, now that brings us to Voss's turn.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna cast Maximilian's Earthen Grasp. Just where's my thing? Just like behind. This is the abomination, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just like behind it, basically, or to the side of it, in an unoccupied space next to it. And he needs to make a strength saving throw of 14.
Okay. 5. Very good.
Okay, so he is now restrained.
So you summon. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, and he takes 2d6 bludgeoning damage, which is 6. And so that is a concentration. So I'm concentrating now, and yeah, so he's restrained now.
Okay, so all of a sudden around the rat, the planks kind of like break open as this soil kind of like erupts from below the ground. It's like, and just like engulfs the rat. It's screeches and is trying to get away, but it can't seem to escape this soil kind of containing it. And you said 6 points of damage, right?
6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay. All right, so you're kind of holding it in place, and it's screeching, but it can't get out of the soil. Now, you still have bonus action and movement.
And I'll just back up. My ruler, just like 10 feet, 15 feet behind this table, next to this table.
Okay, so you kind of walk over and just take a little bit more of a strategic position with some cover.
That's all.
It is now. The swarm of rats' turn. They continue to scurry off. A bunch of them scurry off in different directions. Some of them continue to bite. Some of them continue to bite you, Zamnil. So that goes for. But they do not hit as they try to like bite at you. But as you've kind of thinned them out, they don't have like as much to like engulf you nearly as much. Also, if you're talking, we can't hear you. Because
no.
Oh, okay. I just saw it going green for a second. I thought maybe.
No.
Okay. And a bunch of the rest kind of scurry out. Also, I just realized I need to move this guy off because he's not actually here. A bunch of them scurry off and kind of run towards the other villagers. These ones kind of run off. One of them, you see, as a bunch of rats move towards him. He kind of like trying to stomp on them, but a couple managed to bite into him. But he's like, there's not quite enough to overwhelm him. The other guy, he's over here, and he's just like kind of panicking, looking at the giant rat creature that you're fighting, and he's kind of like just banging at the door. He runs over to this door and he's like banging at it. It's like, get me out! There's fucking atrocities here! Yeah! So he's like trying to slam the door open, but it's been blocked off by the others on the other side. That brings us to Zamnil's turn.
Are there more rats? So you said there's more rats trying to swarm me?
So yeah, there's a group of rats attacking you, and there's some kind of just like running, like skittering off, like more in this direction.
Would an opportunity attack be had if like?
Actually, yeah, from the ones that you ran by you could do an opportunity attack.
Oh, well, I didn't really mean that. I guess I think that would probably be silly because like I think the other one would bite me. Whatever, that's not important. But if I tried to like get up, say, and like over the bar counter, would they invoke me?
I would say no, because they're kind of small, right? It's not like they can like easily bite you while you're like kind of running through. I don't think the rats would get an opportunity attack.
All right. I'm just trying to think here. Maybe I could like use my shield to try like fucking flatten them. But no. I guess for now I just like to hop over the ledge and just. Yeah, I guess I'd like to hop over the ledge. Where draw, like, control. Like over here-ish, and I'd want to shoot the giant rat.
Okay, so you move to this location. And you try to fire off a shot towards it. Roll to hit.
You roll with advantage because it's restrained.
Yeah, it's restrained.
Oh, okay. Well, neither of those hit, so.
Yeah, unfortunately, neither of those hit. You fire off your shot, but it kind of gets buried into the soil. You accidentally aim in like the wrong spot and gets just buried inside the soil, not quite making it through to the rat itself. You still have bonus action.
I don't think there's anything I can really do. Okay. Let me just check quickly, but yeah, there's nothing I can do.
It is now. So there's still defender down there. Gets up and it kind of just gets in defensive stance, and like it's like stomping on some of the rats as they run by. It's kind of hard for you to tell what's going on down there. But the flow of rats from the cellar definitely has stopped. It seems that most of the ones that were coming have already kind of come out of there. It is now the rat abomination's turn. I believe it can make another strength check to try and get out.
Yes.
Right. Well, 3's not gonna do it. So it kind of like tries to move out, but it can't seem to leave. But it does kind of look towards you and screeches in your direction.
Oh shit.
All right, Malik, it is now your turn.
What's the guy like right on top of him doing?
He's like going for more. He's kind of just like, he was first on the ground, got up, and he's gonna act like right after you basically. But he seems to be going for more swings on it.
And this guy?
This guy right now is just kind of like going from side to side, like doing this weird like wailing.
How damaged does the rat look?
It's pretty bad. It's missing in one of the arms. It's like has a whole bunch of holes in it. It's nearing death.
Go firebolt it.
Okay.
Advantage.
Oh yes, with advantage.
The first one was 23. The other one was 18. So both hit.
Nice. So you fire, you shoot off your firebolt. Roll damage.
8.
Nice. So it scorches. You fire off your bolt. It scorches a hole, and you notice one of its other arms kind of like falls off.
Is this guy? Sorry, is this guy close enough to get hit as well? Or like
the firebolt doesn't really do like area damage. It's not that.
No, big. I know, but like if the rat catches on fire, is he like on top of the rat? I don't know.
He's like beside it right now. Let me actually move him a little bit. Okay, there we go. He now, after you firebolted it, he goes and he's just like raises his head into the air, and you notice that the other guy that's sitting over here also at this point raises his head into the air, and they both just start screaming like at the top of their lungs. Like, ah! It just goes for starts going for more stabs on it with
guys are fucking insane.
Unfortunately, he rolls terribly with a 5, 6, and a 7, and it goes like, but like the rat keeps like, but the rat just looks at him and snarls and smashes. Oh.
Did you just knock your?
1 second.
Gamer moment there.
I de-headphoned myself. And it freaking like slams his hands out of the way. His glass bottle gets smacked and goes flying, just shatters up against one of the against one of the kind of walls. All right, it is now boss's turn.
My turn again?
Oh, sorry, it was just your turn. Yeah, sorry. I just realized I forgot to make the guy act right after Malik. Wait, actually... Oh, wait, no, so yeah, it is your turn. Malik just went.
Malik... Oh.
Yeah, it is your turn. It is your turn.
Oh,
yeah,
shit,
yeah.
okay, that was fast. Okay, I'll just go and shoot firebolt at the abomination again.
Okay.
I could have right-clicked, damn it. Okay, hold on. Let's roll again. Okay, so 24.
Yep, that hits.
That would go away. Oh, that's 2 damage.
All right.
Fire damage.
Well, oh wait, hold on. I forgot to do the earlier damage to it. I believe. Wait, how much did you damage? One of you did like 8, I believe.
He did 8.
Okay.
Malik did 8.
Yeah. So, you shoot off a firebolt and you manage to land it like square across its face as it's screeching. It was earlier screeching towards you, and you just like shove a firebolt right in its face, and just like chunks of rat go flying off the face, and fall over the floor, and the creature just goes limp, kind of just still being held up by your sand. There's just now a bunch. Now the rats that like were earlier seem to be kind of moving as these groups. They all kind of look around and they all just start skittering off in all different directions. Some ran off back to the cellar. Others are just trying to like desperately to find a way out of here. They are not. You're basically out of combat at this point. There's just some rats running around.
This was not a good idea.
As this
I think it was fine.
So as this is happening, you see the man that was trying to stab it. He seems to like. He's like, as the rat dies, he kind of like collapses over it and just like starts sobbing. The other man, with kind of just like starts crawling his way over to him, and it kind of just like embraces him and just they both start just sobbing over the dead rat's body.
I'd like to take the rat out from under them and investigate it.
Yeah, that's sketchy.
As you pull the rat away, they're like, but they're not saying, they're like, and they just start like muttering to themselves and just kind of rocking back and forth.
They do what? Can you describe what they do?
So as you pull the rat, like one of his hands is still kind of holding on to it a little bit, but like he's not too hard, so where it kind of just slips out of his hands. And then he just, and then they both kind of just like huddle together and just start rocking back and forth a bit and just like muttering things to themselves and sobbing slightly.
All right. I guess I'd like to, investigate the rat with my tool, do a little bit of dissection.
At this point, these other villagers look at you like you're fucking insane and just like hide in their corners. This guy stops trying to escape, but he kind of just collapses by the door and he's just like sitting there in shock. You start, can you roll investigation?
Sure can. 10.
So you look through, you kind of try to quickly look through the rat's body. You notice it's like a bunch of chunks of rat have been like somehow like fused together. And it's hard to tell much else from the body, but the main thing you recall together is like the rats were almost somehow like in sync together, right? Like they were acting almost as like one.
All right. I just like to repair my steel defender while I let the other guys say something.
Yeah, it climbs back up. You see there's like chunks of like fur and like rats stuck to its feet. It kind of like, this is the dog thing where it like, gets all this stuff off itself. And then like goes towards you. All right.
I'm gonna like knock on the front door and be like, we need to let some of these like rats out that were stuck in the cellar and seemingly being controlled by some beast abomination.
Be careful.
So I'm gonna ask them to just like crack the door, basically.
I'd say be careful. What if the rats can spread the infection?
That's true, actually. Never mind. Close the door.
You'll hear from behind, I don't think I'm leaving this area ever again. Or not for a few days at least. Oh. He's like, you stay out there. I don't want anything to do with this. Let me just stay out there. From behind the doors, the innkeeper is not intent on opening it up.
All right, I'd like to go down to the cellar then for now, if nobody else has anything to do.
I also want to say that went surprisingly well.
I'd like to go down the cellar then.
You two go. Do both of you go in the cellar?
Well, I guess I'd send my.
I don't want to go.
You don't want to go?
I want to send in my defender first.
So your defender goes in. There don't seem to be many more rats in there. Like most of them seem to have scurried off.
All right.
You
Then I'd just go down. I'd like to see what the fuck is going down here.
Yeah, you as you go down there, you notice there's there's like sort of these like shelves with supplies on them. Some have been gnawed through, and you see they're basically empty. But there are some others that survived. There's some barrels that survived as well, probably with some sort of like wine and such.
Any ale?
Yeah. There's barrels of ale as well.
I just fill myself a mug quickly.
You pull out a mug and just like.
Yeah.
It tastes pretty good, and you feel a little bit you feel a little bit inspired after all this. So you
not as good as from back home, but good enough for humans.
You also gain a point of inspiration
Nice.
from this. What happens now is that sorry, I'm still in rat mode. You look around and you notice there seem to be definitely some like small holes here and there that the rats probably crawled through and somehow got inside. But some of the supplies did match, especially on the higher shelves, and ones that were, in thicker boxes have some signs of gnawing, but are, the containers are still useful.
I'd like to figure out what the hell of the supernatural happened here, because clearly something that was like not. These aren't just rats. I want to see what's really going down here.
Mm-hmm.
Can I roll like Arcana or Investigation or something?
Yeah, can you roll Arcana?
Okay. Fuck. 7. Well, it's a 1 plus 6. So.
Yeah. So, the most you're able to kind of understand is that there was a plagued person down here, and they were eaten by the rats.
I'd like to make a note of this. It seems important to know about the plague. I guess I'm surmising that somehow eating the person affected the rats. So. I guess that's it for the cellar, unless anyone else here has a business that they think they need to do.
Does he tell? Do you tell us what you noticed?
I mean, yeah, I guess I'd say that out loud. That I think eating this person is what did the rats like this.
Seems like
spooky.
Yeah. Well, then I suggest we get back to our main purpose here. Find a
head
person.
Upstairs.
Yes.
Also, maybe tell the innkeeper that he can come out.
Wait.
Vossa
First,
said
I'd like
that
to
to him earlier?
I'd like to burn this body quickly.
Okay. So you kind of, I guess you could burn it on the soil itself, so like you don't cause a major fire.
Yeah.
Or I guess there's also the fireplace. You could choose where you want to burn it.
I'd like to just burn it there. I don't want to carry the body upstairs. Just spread its infected meat.
So you kind of put it. There's like a big mound of soil now from where like Vossa's thing kind of like collapsed after restraining the rat. Basically you light a fire on it. It takes a little while. You could bring some you could probably gather up some of the broken tables around and kind of lay it on it to help actually keep something that is I'll
just add a little bit of kindling.
Yeah, because on its own it's not super flammable. So it starts to fill the place with a really disgusting smell of burnt fur and the body kind of starting to burn. It smells nasty. These two, as you're doing this, they kind of they crawl away, and now they're just staying back there. This one goes back to stay.
Sorry, I thought the body was. I meant the body of the dead guy. Oh fuck! Right.
It is sort of the same thing. It's like a bunch of chunks of rat on the body.
I guess I confused this a little because if the rat's already been around the place, then there's no the meat's already spread. So I'd like to just put it in the fireplace. So if the smoke is fucked up as well, I'd like the smoke to go out through.
Okay, so you shove it all in the fireplace.
Yeah.
And the fire starts burning it away. The place does smell nasty, but most of the smoke, at least, escapes up the chimney instead of filling this space.
Yeah, I just say I'd like to speak to the door to the guy because he said he's too scared to go up. I'd like to say it seems that the rats became this maddened way from eating the body of the man with the plague. So if anybody dies within, make sure to burn their bodies.
At this point, he still sounds very much scared, but he's gotten a hold of himself a little bit, and now that he heard all the struggling stop, he okay, all right, give me a second, give me a moment in here, and you hear as he starts moving furniture aside again. He peeks out of there and it's oh my god. If I knew such a creature was living down there, I would have never opened that cellar again. I would have, but I must say
I think the problem would have just gotten worse if you let it fester.
That is fair. I must thank you for taking care of it, please. Oh, honestly, he goes back inside and is he goes back inside and is please take. I don't know. Do you need gold or something else? These possessions don't even matter to me anymore. I just want to survive. If you can just keep bringing us more food. Here, please, just take this. And he gives you a pouch. And you hear coins jingling inside. I don't know how else to repay you. If so,
this will be just fine, my good sir. We just want to finish our assignment and get out. I'd say as I pocket the gold.
I'll stay here side for now. I need to. And you just hear kind of somebody else sobbing behind. and I need to confirm my family. He could just like, slams the door shut.
We'll let you get to it.
Goes behind. Out of the corner of your eye, you notice this person over here nabbed some more of the bread and is just like in the corner, sitting there, just like eating it.
Was this the guy? This guy seem like self-aware of like what was he was the guy who was stomping on the rats, right?
Yeah. He was in the corner, just trying to like not get eaten.
Okay, I'd like to go over to this gentleman and say, "You good there, sir?"
He's just busy. For like a full mouth, he's like, Thank you for... You took care of them. Was that thing real?
It was, sir. I take it you're sick? You were infected with the plague?
You could say so. Been hearing voices here and there. Can't leave. At least I'm not like those over there. They're fucking crazy. Just kind of pointing towards the two kind of in the broken down kind of area.
I turn to my comrades and I'd say, I think this guy fits the bill unless you think we can get lucky with somebody who's a little less progressed.
We should speak to the gentleman upstairs.
Very well.
Just to assess them,
I guess we'll take our leave and go upstairs. Enjoy the bread.
He's constantly he's just eyeing you like from below, but he's mostly just stuffing his mouth.
Yeah. So I guess we go upstairs.
Wait,
is that blood by the staircase?
Yes.
Come on. I'd like to go to back to the innkeeper and say, why is there blood by the staircase?
We've, there was a brawl or two inside here. Not everybody was very cooperative. We haven't killed anybody, if that's what you're saying.
I see.
But some people were restrained forcefully.
I see. This is good to know. Well, then let's get going. I say to my companions, and we go upstairs then. Unless they have anything to do.
Kind of.
You head up the stairs. As you head up, Zamnil, roll a dexterity saving throw.
Fuck, come on. God damn it. I should let these guys go at the front first more. 12 total.
So, you notice something out of the corner of your eye just go swinging towards you, and you kind of instinctively duck down a little as this just a big plank.
I'm a dwarf. I'm already ducked down, man.
Yeah, but I mean like a more ducked down.
I see. More than I already am.
Yeah, you're like up and down. As you just see like a big plank just go swing by your head, and you're like, get back here. That's and then he looks down and like, huh. You just see like a really old, like an older man's face look down at you. Ooh. He's like, hey, get back! As he's just pointing the plank towards you and kind of like, and he's like, what the hell's going down there?
Calm down, sir.
I'm gonna use my.
We've taken care of it. Relax.
I'm gonna use my telekinetic shove and shove him back 5 feet.
You fucking dick! It's an old guy.
Oh shit.
Sorry, as you head upstairs, hold on, let me move you guys to the new thing. You head upstairs, and this man is holding the plank. You shove him back. He's like, he's not that strong, so he kind of just gets shoved back. He guy just gets shoved into the back of this kind of wall and drops his stick. He's like, who the hell are you people? What's all the commotion? What's going on?
We're just here to speak with some people. Pay no mind.
We're agents of the king, sir. We're here on a very important mission. You wouldn't happen to know anybody here who's sick, but very early in the stages of their sickness.
Like, he just stands there for a second with his mouth just like open for a little bit, and he's like, who the hell are you people?
We, sir, are agents of the king.
Oh, sorry. It's coming back to me.
We need to take a blood sample from somebody here. I'm hoping he doesn't catch on that I'm fucking lying, because I want these fuckers to stop giving me their biased answers. Hoping to get save someone. We need to get a blood sample from someone here who's very early in the stages of their infection.
Roll deception.
Deception? Where the fuck is that? +1. Fuck, 9.
He's still kind of blanked out, so he doesn't quite catch on right away as to what's going on. He looks at you, he's like, early on in the action, you say. Well, there are a couple people you could take a look at. Please. He looks over. He's like, Olivia, Martha, you no need to hide anymore. You can come on out. And you see from behind his doors, like a kind of like a middle-aged woman and a little girl by her side kind of peek out. You notice that there's a kind of a cauldron bubbling here, and there's something cooking. And they come out kind of holding these like wooden spoons, just like cautiously.
Like fucking weapons?
More like they were just cooking right before all the commotion happened.
Good afternoon, my good citizens. Would either of you happen to be infected?
They're like,
fuck, it's morning, not good afternoon, good morning.
Yeah.
When I say good morning.
They look at you as like, well, Martha looks over, it's like, the taller lady looks over, the girl's clutching kind of to her dress. Well, you see, my dear old father over there, he's infected. He's been very ill lately, himself. I think I've been okay so far, but Olivia over here hasn't been doing as great. And the girl's just kind of like, she's not even saying anything, she's kind of just clutching to her dress and kind of like, and just looks really scared, and is like, and the woman's just, she's been definitely talking in her sleep quite a bit, and she was Olivia, just go play with her dolls for now, and kind of sends her back. The girl runs off back into the room, and the lady walks towards you.
I'd like to just like turn to my companions and just like raise an eyebrow and question if they think this will do.
It may.
Definitely not.
Yeah. Okay. We'll keep searching.
He looks at you. He's like, she's been screaming in her sleep sometimes, and she's strange. She sometimes seems to speak of things of others talking to her. She sometimes she says it's her mom, but sometimes she says it's the others in the town. The most concerning things that I've only seen something similar from my father.
Well, we need to look at the other residents momentarily. Thank you for your cooperation.
Thank you for your time.
Like, please, can I? You look well off yourself for now, but she looks at the two of you and you seem fine, but then looks over at Zab and is like, "Oh my God, what happened to you?" And she notices you definitely, like, you have some bleeding. There's a bunch of like dents on you and stuff like that.
It's just normal things in the line of duty. Don't worry about it, ma'am.
She come follow me. I can at least bandage you up and help you a little bit.
Well, if it's no insistence, then very well.
She whoops. Why does this? There's always. Well, I guess by default it's good that it hides.
Hold up. Do we know like how the disease is transmitted? Because like if I get covered in infected bandages, could I like transmit through them stuff if I go outside?
You don't know.
Well,
but you see,
perhaps then another time. Things are very urgent. I can take care of myself. I say,
that's
like
fair.
Tapping my pouch.
She's like, "Oh, I understand very, very well. Please, you're right to be cautious. That does make sense. Sorry, that slipped my mind up here. I've just been focusing on keeping everybody okay. Is there?" And the man also comes over, and they look both at you, and they're like, "Is there anything we can help you with?"
We're just trying to find a person who's infected, but in as early a stage of their infection as possible. That is all.
I mean, little Olivia over there would be a good choice. There's some of our patients in these other rooms are in their worst cases. Perhaps one of the Sildorfs or Harold may be of use to you. They are in the last room. She kind of points to the room at the end and to the right. Also, I would advise against the room on the left. There's it's barricaded off. There's a man and a big old orc in there. They've barricaded themselves off and aren't letting anybody inside.
The merchant?
Yes, the merchant.
Interesting.
I'd like to lead my companions down the end of the hallway. And I'd like to tell them what I've heard. This merchant's not a very good fellow, not very well respected here. I don't think anybody would be very mindful if we liberated the things he has.
This is true.
It would be for the public good, after all.
Definitely, although going about it wouldn't be that discreet. I feel like we have prying eyes.
I don't think they'll mind. As long as we share in the liberated goods.
Fair enough.
Yes.
So,
shall we take any action then to more fairly redistribute these goods? I say as I unsling my rifle.
We should talk with Harold first. That's the guy's cousin, right?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
We'll talk to him first, and then we can go about.
Very well. I sling my rifle back.
He lives for now.
Yeah.
So you head towards the end here, and you hear definitely somebody. You hear some moaning coming from the inside. It seems like a man is like on the bed, like you hear muttering and some sort of groaning. Do you head inside?
Knock at the door.
You knock. And then just you see a woman's face just kind of peek out. She looks towards you and it's like, "Oh, no, I haven't recognized you. I haven't seen you around these parts. Who might you be?"
We're agents of the king, ma'am. We're authorized to go here. We do not get accepted.
We need to speak with Harold.
Yes.
Are you safe enough to enter?
Yes.
Yeah, we are immune to this disease thanks to devices we have been granted.
That's most marvelous. Please come on in.
And who might you be, madam?
I'm Jana Sildorf. We live in the farms down across the main the town square or the village square. This is my husband's brother. He's not very well off right now. Just don't mind him. I'm trying to take care of him, but it's an ongoing thing now. And you just see kind of the man lying on this kind of bunch of like hay and like some rags. On the bed you see, pretend this is a kid and not just another copy pasta of the same of the same villager farmers from before. He's kind of there, just looking. He's kind of like on the ground, kind of. So not on ground. He's like sitting on the edge of the bed, and he's just muttering to himself a little bit. Like slightly like humming something. Please, you need to speak to Harold. He's on one of his episodes right now, but I'm hoping he's back in a few minutes.
I pull everyone kind of aside and say, "This doesn't look quite like what we need. Seems to be quite far gone."
I just lean in to whisper to my comments. I think the little girl is thus far best material we've seen for.
Definitely so, it seems.
We should keep looking.
Can you guys roll sleight of hand on your whispering?
Fuck, come on. All right.
Easy, 17. Mind you, perception could be high.
21.
7? Okay. Well, I'm gonna do this as a group, so overall you guys did pretty decent. And also Malik didn't really say anything there either, so nothing else seems to happen. Okay, so at this point, you speak with them, and then you hear just suddenly like a bunch more moaning happen from these rooms for a while again, and it's like, and then it just dies down. Just like in general, there's sick people all over here. Okay, so what do you choose to do?
What's the plan?
I guess.
Yeah.
Because that girl didn't seem in a good state. Like, the guy downstairs, the innkeeper, seemed like he was in a better state than that girl.
But we don't know the innkeeper's infected, do we?
Well, we can get him infected.
He has the innkeeper. He's been like kind of, like the way you described. He had like a setup to kind of distance himself.
Yeah, he had.
From.
Imagine he built like a little like bunker almost around his.
Okay, wait.
He did
why though? Like, even if you're completely interested just in yourself, it's like, why? That's just waste of time.
In terms of what? Like, sorry.
Get him infected just so we can fucking get him.
Oh.
I mean, we can just infect anyone that we think is okay.
But why?
Because the girl doesn't seem that good. Like, she's talking in her sleep and everything. I feel like we need a better candidate.
That's minimal, though, I'd say. Like, in terms of like the extensiveness of this like plague, it seems like talking in your sleep is probably like one of the first like things, right? Compared to like just actually being insane.
Maybe. Well, the woman is probably infected since she's living with her, so she looks like she's in a better state anyways. The girl just seems like in a worse off state than like that woman. That's what I was basing it on.
Okay. Nah, the woman's probably a better idea than the girl.
But yeah, let's see if there's other like people here too.
All right. Are there like little hatches, like, you know, like how peepholes for like apartments? Are there like those for the doors?
Not really, but you could. Most of the doors aren't like. There's only one door that's locked, which is like down here, and then this one door is barricaded. But these other doors don't really have locks on them. Sorry, well, they do have locks, but they're not locked, as far as you can tell. So do you guys go looking around the rooms?
Where's the room with the merchant and orc?
I think it was the one across, right?
Bottom left. This door over here.
And they don't know if they're infected. They could be like trying to hide themselves from the infection, right?
Mm-hmm.
You want to check them out?
Yeah, just
we can say hello.
So wait, this where the orc is? Where that door?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I just like to fucking get my like gun ready and my steel defender at the front, just to like, you know, because it sounds like there's a bit of trouble there.
So do you try
Give it a knock?
So you knock on the door, you just kind of knock, and you hear like a.
Is it barricaded from like the outside, or he's barricading himself in?
There, it seems to be barricaded from the inside. Okay.
Is there like no reply beyond the grunt?
You hear like a. Go away. We don't want anything to deal with you, unless you want us out of the inn.
Yeah, we want you out.
For the king. We need to investigate what is within. Please open the door.
Let me speak with. He kind of just trails off. You just hear some like, and you hear you hear from behind the door. Oh, finally, some civilized people. Mind you, do you have anything to prove you are, in fact, sent by the king himself?
Well, if you open this door, you can find out. But without that, we have no means beyond.
Orgrim, don't open up the door. Open up the door, but just very so slightly. Let them show any sign. You just hear like a bunch of like stuff getting like moved aside, the door just gets opened just like a tiny bit. So send any of your proof inside.
I'm not going to send it in, but I'll show it. We have these rings and these amulets.
So do you stick your hand in there?
Like I don't stick it in, but like through like the little like I'd show it like so.
Force them to look and not give ourselves any like room to be had in any way.
Okay, yeah. So the orc looks at you. Just see this like big eyeball through the doorway, and he's just kind of staring at you. It's like, Master, they seem to be from the king. And he looks back and he's like, and then he's like, do I let them in? He's like, yes. Oh, of course, yes. So send them in, please. Finally, perhaps we can discuss me exiting this disgusting situation. Please come on in. Finally, some civilized people. And so they open up the door, and it's this interesting smell kind of goes on you. It's like a mix of perfume and very unwashed orc. So it's like sweet and disgusting at the same time.
Yeah, this is a pretty nice room.
He lets you in, and the orc kind of stands.
Baller hat he has.
Yeah. He takes it off and kind of does like a little flourish with it. It's like, Hericus Balur, at your service. Please, I would say make yourselves comfortable, but how comfortable can you be in a place like this?
Nice place.
So you head inside, and as you head in, he's like, the orc kind of stands by and kind of just making his arms kind of crossed like this. You do notice he's kind of standing there like on guard, and he has like this giant battle axe on his back, looking very menacing. You kind of all just pile on inside. It's like, Ogrim, please, make us a good cup of tea. We'll entertain the gentleman. And he's like, are you here on regards of my message? He just looks at you expectantly.
Yes.
Roll deception. Okay. Yeah. Look side to side. Yes.
11.
1 second. He looks at you like, are you aware of my message?
No, you fucking idiot.
He's like, oh well, what can I expect of a place like this?
We are agents of the king and do not waste our time.
Oh yeah, sorry. Forgive me. Living amongst people like this, it gets to you. But please, forgive me. I wear my manners.
Of course.
Please have a. He kind of looks around. Okay, bring those over here. Let's make at least some seats. And he brings over a couple of the chests and like, please have a seat.
Sure. Have you been infected? You or your servant here?
Oh, no. That's what I've been trying to explain to everybody here. I am perfectly fine. In fact, I should not be being kept here. In fact, it is against the law for me to be kept here at this point. That's what I've been trying to tell those potato sacks outside. And in fact, the others as well. I am in perfectly fine condition. Wrong place, wrong time. In fact, I should be escorted out of this place this instant. The Merchants Guild will be very angry if I am kept here any longer.
I want to take a peek, like, as they're having this conversation, just around the room, just taking everything in, looking for anything suspicious, interesting, catches my eye.
Roll perception.
18.
So as you look around the room, you notice there's definitely some very large crates around here. You don't think that there's no like obvious signs of, like any destruction. Everything seems pretty clean. There is like definitely a smell around here, but you do notice a tiny hole. It's not tiny, but like a pretty big hole. Well, not big, but like a hole in the wall. It definitely looks like there's like shit stains around there. They gotta get rid of their excrement somehow.
Oh God. Okay.
But besides that, like area, most of it seems very well kept and clean. And
I'd like to.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Finish.
And there's some large barrels. Some of them have signs of them. There's like various like exotic herbs on some of them. There seem to be like one of them seems to be carrying some sort of metals. And there's also this like fancy chest by the bed.
Okay.
Zamnil, you were saying something?
I'm having second thoughts about it. Now I think a little bit more. Yeah, I guess I'll just keep quiet for now. I'll see if my other companions have anything to say.
That's a good question.
At this point, he's like, well, so how am I being escorted out of this village? Do you have some sort of plan to help me get out of this place?
I don't think you will be escorted.
What? Is that not the reason you are here?
I get my earpiece and I tap a little Morse code thing into code to message my companions. Let's not say anything for now. It'll make it harder to deal with this man. We will just say this was a misunderstanding for now.
Okay.
And then I say, sorry, sir, he doesn't mean that. It's a little bit of a misunderstanding. We just have a few things to talk over outside.
Like, well, please stay for some tea. I'm sure we can.
Sorry, sir. Not on duty. We can't take any of this.
Oh, I understood. It is good to see some etiquette is maintained. Please. However, I can't be kept here much longer. I have important trade missions to be on business all the way in the capital. I can't be losing much more time in here.
What is your name, sir?
Edicus Ballur.
Oh fuck, you already said that, right? And your companion. He already said that too.
Ogrim.
Yeah, Ogrim. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Edicus, for your cooperation. We'll be just a moment. I say as I try to. Hopefully they follow, lead my companion.
Yeah, follow.
He does like another kind of flourish, like bows to you and says, please, if there's anything I can also supply you with to help on your travels, I would be more than happy to.
Of course.
So you kind of all step outside for a moment. And what, do you decide to speak over here, kind of?
Just like a bit further back, where like none of the parties can hear us, hopefully. So let's take a look at the other rooms first.
It's a good idea. And decide what we can do with this merchant.
Hard to say if he's actually infected or not. I mean, obviously we're not doctors, we can't fully diagnose these people. We can only just kind of tell if they're a little insane, which is what we're looking for.
You see the shit smeared everywhere?
Oh yes, the smell was horrid.
Yeah, well, to be fair with an orc, there is not much more you can expect.
Only the most important parts of this conversation.
All right, so you start looking through the other rooms.
Yeah.
Knocking on doors, saying hello.
Yeah.
Kind of assessing each person. We don't have to RP every single one, unless it's like.
The rest of them are a little more general, as you can see.
I was just that's why I figured.
So you look through some of the rooms. Most of them have people in there. They're either moaning or muttering to themselves. There's a couple in this room. They're also just one's awake and the other, and kind of trying to soothe the other one, but both of them seem in a pretty bad state. They're very shaken, and you can see there's a bunch of smashed shit all around the room. These rooms down below over here, these two people seem to be sleeping right now, but it's kind of hard to tell. And in this room, the two people are restrained to their beds. There's kind of rope tied across, keeping them unable to move.
What's this thing, Nikita? Ladder up?
Yeah, it's to sort of what do you call it? Cellar? No, attic.
Attic.
Maybe we should check the attic.
Okay, so as you head over there, as you head by the Dogan, this older gentleman over here, looks over. He's like, anything else I can help you out with? And he notices you heading towards the cellar. Is like, oh, we just we keep some supplies up there. Mostly I've just been trying to keep everybody out of there. Don't everybody's here been in a bit of a panic about rations and so on, but you're welcome to take a look.
We shall do just that.
So you climb up the ladder to the attic. It's gotten a little bit dusty, as they probably haven't had as much time to clean recently, but you just find some boxes here and there. There's some food, various supplies, some old pots and pans and stuff, but you don't seem to find anything too interesting.
You do an in-depth check, or is that pretty much it?
That's pretty much it, to be honest.
Are there any windows in the attic?
Yeah, there is actually a window looking out the front.
Can it be opened?
You do notice it's been mostly boarded up, almost all the windows here. They've been boarded up from the outside.
All right. So no fear someone escaped.
So I think we need to make a decision on what we're doing with the merchant, and then also who we're taking, between either the little girl or.
Look at Zamnul and say, were we planning on killing the merchant and the orc and taking their stuff, or?
I feel like they may be of use if we can.
I don't think anybody will miss them.
I mean, I don't know. We have no reason to really attack them. He's a part of the Merchants Guild, he said, which could be useful for us in the long run.
True, but
I'll be getting out of here.
Indeed, and I have spoken with other villagers. They say the man has been hoarding things that might have been of use.
Fuck. All right. I mean, maybe we could lure him.
There's the innocent should be protected, but this man does not feel innocent.
Sure. Yeah. No, I don't disagree. But
beyond that, I think
do
we
it
should
in
take
here.
The woman, as our friend here reasoned, she probably got infected from her daughter, so she's probably the best choice.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. I don't disagree. Although we need to have a talk about potentially removing this mother from her child.
I'm sure if we explain that it's the best for everyone, including the child, she'll agree.
Sorry, slight misunderstanding. That girl isn't her daughter.
No, even better.
Jesus Christ.
It's the daughter of somebody else in the village.
Fuck 'em, dude. Fuck 'em. No. Okay. Yeah. That helps things a little.
Yes.
Wait a second. If someone notices us getting rid of the merchants, it might seem very suspicious if we're taking someone after.
Right. That's what I mean. So what I was gonna suggest is like we explain to him that we will remove him from the inn and take him back and whatever, and then on the road we kind of, we
How about you guys?
I'm not entirely sure that is prudent, because if he really is infected, then taking him out will mean the whole village gets infected.
Well,
so
we just move, clear the way kind of thing, right?
Yeah, how about we escort him downstairs and just rob his valuables?
Also,
we have a bag of holding, after all.
Fucking
We also have a nice cellar that is currently not in use.
Yeah. Very well. We just need to. So you guys can. We'll distract him while someone. We'll have two people bring him down. Or yes, we'll bring him down, and then someone will stay behind to, free what has been unlawfully hoarded for the good of the state.
Of course.
Let's say we have a secret passage for him out of through the cellar.
Indeed. The only thing is that we should have something prepared that once we close the cellar, they can't just break out.
I think our shield defender can lay on top of it.
I can't keep it here though.
Yeah, we can use it temporarily, and then maybe you got ale, right? Let's just put a bunch of ale on top of it, barrels of ales.
Just gonna lock the guy down there, fucking screaming.
We'll take care of him.
Indeed. After all, it'll free supplies up for the good people here.
Wait, They need to keep supplies in the cellar though. They need room.
Oh, right. We didn't think of that.
No, don't worry. It's fine.
Well, we can use his room now to store the supplies.
Exactly. Look how big his room is.
They can feed
Much
that
bigger
down.
than the cell.
There's a lot of space here for storage. I think.
Okay, so assuming we're going through with this plan, is anyone particularly good with being able to rifle through his things in terms of lockpicking and such?
Is that sleight of hand?
That is not me.
Yeah, it's sleight of hand.
I can do that.
I'm +3 and I have like thieves' tools and shit.
I have +4 and I also have thieves' tools.
Well,
All right,
that's
we'll have you do it then.
Okay, we're gonna flesh that out anymore. The whole.
Okay, so two of you guys.
I'll hand him my bag of holding.
What if we put him in the bag of holding? Okay, never mind. Go next plan.
Well, I don't think that's very likely. So we'll give him the bag of holding, and then me and Vasa, we'll tell the man to follow us to the cellar.
And the orc. So remember, you're gonna have to deal with the orc.
But we'll say we must hurry, and he must leave his belongings behind.
If he wishes to survive.
Yes, for speed is of the utmost importance. And he must carry none of the things currently on him.
If he wishes to fit through the hole through the cellar.
Indeed. The one
okay, who's going to do the talking? Who's the most charming person here?
I think Vasa.
I only got +1.
I have +1.
I have -1.
Okay.
Well, I guess me and Vasa will
definitely Malik.
Talk together and
Yeah.
All right. So it's a plan?
Sure, I'm gonna hide in the other room in the meantime.
All right.
And when you, when you bring them down, just knock on the door or something.
All right.
Which is the room that had the two people tied up, Nikita? Was it this one or this one?
Center left. Yeah.
Okay.
This one.
Perfect. I'll stay in here.
Okay, so you go. Sorry, go ahead.
I want to go check what, are they gonna scream if I enter or something?
When you head inside, they kind of just look at you a bit. One of them keeps mumbling and moaning. As you stay in there for a while, for like a minute or two, one of them does scream, but it seems not to be at you. It just seems to be like periodic screaming.
Just the typical, fucking insanity scream.
My morning scream.
Sorry, did you just say you're gonna kill them both?
Sure. They're far gone, right? They're just restrained here. I'll just kill them.
Yeah, but we can cure them.
Malik
Can we cure them?
euthanizes them.
That's your thinking to advance.
That's the whole plan of this thing, is to get someone so they can study it and cure these motherfuckers.
I think these people are too far gone.
I don't think that's the thing.
We're not there. It's all you.
So,
Okay.
I'll rummage around the room and see if they if me walking here anything aggravates them or not.
They seem to be almost oblivious to you at this point. They're just like...
Okay, well, we don't know what he does, so we
hazed
won't really react with it. What the fuck?
Sure. Can I search the room?
Yeah, roll investigation. Or perception, more like, I guess.
I did investigation.
Yeah, that
you
was...
want me to do?
No,
13.
Yeah. Okay, so... you look around the room and you notice there's like some bandages and rags here and there, like something that looks like to be used for like kind of compresses on their head. Like they're just trying to use, I guess, traditional means to help keep these people all right. You do see like signs like some broken stuff here and there. There are definitely signs of struggle, but you don't see much else in this room. There are some of their possessions, like there are like little under the beds. They're like little coin pouches.
Can I examine to see how long they were in bed restrained for, maybe?
It's a little hard to tell how long they were in here just from like looking around. It definitely looks like there are some stains on the beds and stuff like that. So like at least a couple of days to like 2 weeks maybe.
And they're not like starving or dying of dehydration?
They definitely look like unhealthy, but they do seem to like they're a little bit like more hollow, but like they're not like starving. They're probably being fed by the elder.
Okay, well, I guess I'll put them to sleep using like a pillow or something, so there's no blood trail or anything.
All right, roll stealth.
Natural 20, so 22.
Well, you take out a pillow and you start suffocating one of them. You notice as one of them starts struggling, and you notice that the person next to them also starts struggling as well as you're doing this to them.
So they're being affected by it?
Yeah, as you're, and eventually one of them the struggling underneath your pillow stops. The other person seems to also just drop like this, but when you walk over them, you still feel the second person breathing, but they seem to have lost consciousness after the first person died.
Interesting. You seem connected in some way. I'll also suffocate the other one so he doesn't wake up.
You smother the second person. At this point, they're already unconsciousness, and they eventually...
I'd like to put in my notes or something that, like, this infection seems to, like, interconnect the people it infects.
Mm-hmm. So you note that down.
Can I know, like, is there anything coming off them, like their ears, maybe like fungus growing out of their ears or anything?
At this point, it is a bit hard to tell. You don't see anything in the air that's obviously, or like on them that's obviously connecting them.
They do like an in-depth.
Yeah. Do an investigation check.
6.
It's hard to tell. It's like what's happening here.
Okay.
Besides the sickly looks on them, they seem like they just have a really bad case of the flu or something.
Okay. I'll keep this in mind and relay the info to the party afterwards.
So meanwhile, Vasa and Zamnil, you go back to the merchant. The orc lets you through, and then the merchant looks at you. He's like, "Oh, please, come on in. So, are we prepared to head out now?"
Okay, we'll be frank with you. We've acted on word through the Merchants Guild that you were holed up here, and they're looking to get you back onto the roads. We've devised this plan through information with the king as agents of the king.
Sorry, okay. Does Vasa have message?
Yes.
Yeah, I do.
All right. I'd like to just quickly have a conversation with him. Message. Should we try to trick him into, saying?
Sorry, Vasa's all kind. If you start a conversation with him right now, Vasa will suddenly like stop mid-sentence.
Okay. Okay. I'll let him finish the sentence then, I guess.
The thing is, with message, it is verbal as well.
Yeah, you do need to say it out loud. I'm pretty sure.
It would be out loud.
And you also do need to point your hand in the direction you're speaking to. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay. All right. Fuck it.
Okay. The gist of what I was trying to say was basically like, we're here to get you out, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. That you're
we're acting on information from the Merchants Guild and under the guise of being agents of the king.
Okay, roll deception.
Natural 1.
So as you're saying this, you're kind of
Can I try to wingman him for fucking up Oh, okay. Wait, I'll wait for the guy to react first.
Well, you see that Vasa's obviously he's kind of he's stuttering. It looks like he's trying to remember a script or something as he's talking. And the merchant just gives him a really odd look. He's like, "Oh, Merchant Guild sent you."
Sorry, sir.
I thought you were agents of the king. He just looks really confused.
We are, in fact, people who want to help you, but to confirm, we need to know the message.
He looks at you. Well, I sent out a message to the guards outside. I told them that I'm being kept here by mistake, that I'm perfectly fine, and that I need to
No, sir, I
return.
meant the message.
I beg pardon?
Very well.
Is this
we are
something
here.
I am
We are here to escort you, sir. It seems that there was a little misunderstanding, but we need you to come to the cellar where we have a tunnel to escape to the surface.
Roll deception.
All right. Fuck, where's that? There. Oh, snap! 19 plus 120.
Shit. So as Voss is kind of trying to say something, Zamnil kind of just bumps him out of the side, out of the way, and he kind of don't mind him. And it's kind of come down to the say, and then the merchant's all right, but Let me just grab a couple of my things, and we'll be right out.
No, sir, we have to head out as soon as possible. There's no time to gather your things. That time is of the essence, or else we'll be intercepted. You know, there's rebels in these parts.
He looks around and is like, oh, all right. I can't wait to get out. I cannot wait to get out of here. Please, let us continue. Holgrim, come.
Give me a moment. Just give me a moment.
Yeah. But he kind of like is, just gets ready to leave with you guys.
And just like as soon as we start kind of walking along, I'll just kind of say to them, "Pardon me while I check on the rest of the inn's people here," and I'll knock on the door that Malik is in.
Mm-hmm. So you kind of like you go by.
I'll break off for a second, say I'm checking on these last people, and then I'll knock on the door and.
Yeah. You take a look inside. Yeah, you're like.
Yeah, just make it look like
Oh, like, is everybody all right in there? Kind of like Malik just looks at you and like winks. I'm guessing.
Yeah, and then I'll head back and rejoin.
Yeah. Actually, Malik, do you have eyelids? Can you even wink?
Damn.
No.
All right.
I'm literally flexible.
I think they can. Blender and Flexo can wink. I don't know. Because they kind of can dim their lights in a way that looks like, I guess, winking or something. Anyway, so they had they hurry out with you. Samuel, you're back, right?
Yeah, I'm back. So I say, all right, sir, just follow me. We have to go down the cellar, quick. I still tell them to hurry. And I open the cellar door, to lead them in,
All right, so you guys go back downstairs. As you're heading down the stairs, he sees just like this, he's like, oh, what a horrendous stench. He looks around. Oh, these people are living like, it is quite unfortunate. What's been going on here? And he sees there's like bits of something burning inside the thing still as you head down the cellar. What's been going on in there?
Some of the uncivilized people here have been giving problems, sir.
See, these poor saps. Well, let us be off. I wouldn't want to catch anything from any of them.
So I open the cellar door to let them go down.
Are you like after you kind of thing?
Yeah, just like a quick, get to the chopper sort of thing, like.
Well, okay. So as you head inside, he kind of goes in first, kind of cautiously, and the orc is kind of just following behind him. And suddenly the orc's like looks around, and then he almost stops at the door for a second. Like he's already inside though, and he's looks back at you. Sir, you're safe?
Yes, safe. Can I close the door on him?
Roll perception. Oh, you're trying to close the door on him?
Well, he's already in the cellar. You said.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm gonna close it and have my steel defender
So he looks back at you. He's like, yeah, safe, and you slam the door shut on him. Roll I guess your steel defender is just sitting on there. Then suddenly you hear Master trap. You hear
I tell him, relax, sir. It's not a trap. We'll be there momentarily. We just need to sort out a few things here.
You hear as the orc tries to hit the cellar, but nothing. But he can't lift the steel defender up. And as you hear a voice, what is the meaning of this? What is disgusting down here? Let me out this instant!
Fuck. I just look to Voss and shrug.
Yeah, I mean, no.
Are there any little rap boys?
Not much more you can do.
There's another, but he still can't lift your steel defender.
I just like to look for something like really heavy to put on, so I can slowly replace my defender.
Yeah, there's some larger barrels and stuff around, so you start bringing them over.
Yeah.
All right, so you start piling on more barrels. Your steel defender's kind of sitting on top of it.
I just slowly to pull my defender off as I add more and more stuff, as area it covers is replaced.
Mm-hmm. So you keep piling more stuff, like barrels and stuff, on it. The other villagers are now kind of just cowering in the corners. They just don't want to do anything to do with this. You just hear more like poof, poof. But at this point there's just too much stuff piled on top for it to possibly open it up.
I screamed down to the merchant, I wouldn't struggle with too much if I were you, because there's supplies for you down there. They may last some time, but if you spend too much time, they'll run out far too fast, sir.
All you hear is just muffled from below. Merchant's Guild will hear this.
Doubt it. I say as I go back up so we can start looting the fucking...
You just hear more... Poof, poof.
I would stay there just in case. Because by this time I would have looted it, right? Or portion of it.
Yeah, you would have looted some of it, because they just went down, basically. So if we go back to you for a second, when you head inside of here, so you find a couple of things. You start prying open some of the boxes. You do notice some of them there's one with a bunch of little bottles of perfume. There's which seems to be perfume is fairly well of quite high quality. There's a box of what looks like to be some sort of ingots, and then there's another box, and then there's just a couple of boxes of just various also herbs and stuff like that, and spices.
Is this
and then
a locked
there's
chest?
the personal chest, yeah. So you can try, you can attempt lockpicking that.
Sure, I'll try it. 22?
Yeah, that succeeds. So you open up the chest, and inside you see a couple of things. One is there's a couple of large pouches that jingle with coin inside. You also find a couple of stacks of documents, and you also find what looks like to be some sort of signet, bearing the symbol of what you feared. You wouldn't maybe not recognize this right now, but the others would very quickly recognize it to be the symbol of the Merchants Guild.
Okay. Is that pretty much everything in the room?
Yeah, you also find a couple of wrapped up, a couple of a couple of these something metallic or wrapped in these little pouches. What that is, I'll let you know after the session, because I did not expect you guys to rob him this fast.
Classic.
But you did expect us to rob him.
Something along the line. Well, maybe rob him, maybe do something else, but I felt the big treasure chest are gonna get in there.
Yeah.
Wait, so we don't know what the treasure is yet?
So there's a couple of things in there. One is there's definitely quite a bit of.
Well, I mean those of that last thing.
Yeah, that last thing you don't know just yet. I'll let you know very soon after this session. I want to experiment with a couple of items. I just haven't thought through just yet what exactly is in there.
All right. I guess we return. I want to look through the documents, I guess.
How much gold was in there?
There's about 500 gold pieces in there.
Jesus Christ, that's good.
I guess, can I come down to them? Because I kind of want to... I'll put everything in my vendor compartment, I guess.
Vendor compartment?
No, where he puts all his stuff.
Yeah. I love it, though. I love it.
You just open it up and kind of just like shove everything in there and just close it back up. And then you kind of head back towards the party as they're kind of coming back up the stairs. As you're walking by, it's like,
was there any food in there? Because like surely they need some.
Oh, sorry. Yes. There are some of the compartments have various like meats and like jerky and like a couple of other things. And there's not really any like. There's also a crate of tea. And like a couple of other things, but like there isn't like a whole variety of food, but there is like some stuff with a bunch of like meats and like other stuff.
All right, so I guess we go back up just to investigate.
As you guys were running by, like Dogan was kind of looking at you, he's like, why would you help that no good man? Why would you help that no good man? All he's been doing is sitting there in his room and just not helping any of us.
We're not helping him, sir. We're helping the community. You'll see what I mean in a moment.
Just looks puzzled as you guys kind of run by. So you guys kind of regroup, I guess, back in here.
Yeah. Like, so I guess we want to look through the documents, see what the fuck.
Yeah. So in there,
I'll like open the vendor compartment, and then I'll be like, I found these are the most valuable things I found, and then I'll say we'll split the gold with each other. And here are the documents. I'll lay them across the table. And yeah, any other things that I would have found, I'll show them.
I guess I'll take the food and like I'll put on my steel defender to carry downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. I don't need the food.
Right. So you gather around the table and look at the documents. In there...
Doesn't Bender need a beer, though?
Well, I'm Flexo.
I see.
But I think all the robots there.
Yeah, all the robots run off beer. I'll drink the ale. We have a bunch of ale.
Yeah. Alright. And you let out a little flaming breath after you drink it.
Yeah.
So you gather down the documents. There's a couple of things, like some are like, there seems to be a ledger of trades in there, just like about, things he's been selling, things he's like, basically like an accounting book. He seems to be doing pretty well. There are some documents showing that kind of, he's been fairly recently went past sort of like the initiate level in the Merchants Guild. So he's not like super high up there, but he's not like kind of a newcomer to it either. He recently kind of graduated to like the next level of like in the Merchants Guild. And there are some documents of like ownership of certain things like his horse cart and carriage, and just other like where it's like not like any deeds to homes, because those would be kept elsewhere, but also just like a bunch of like things just certifying him as an official like merchant allowed to do trade and all this other stuff. And then of course there's the signet as well, which like is a sign that you're a member of the guild.
Mm-hmm.
I believe the signet actually has some magical properties on it as well, but I'll send you guys that afterwards.
Will we end there, I guess?
Yeah, I think that's actually a good spot to end it off. So you still hear a very loud, distant.
Oh god!
As you guys got to get all his loot.
I'd redistribute. I'd like just go down and redistribute the food amongst the old man, like half to the second floor, half to the first floor.
he's very thankful. He's like, oh, this will definitely help us get by. With your supplies earlier in this, we can stay here for much longer. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Of course, ma'am. It's our duty to serve.
He kind of he almost goes in for a hug, and then he's like, oh, sorry, forgive me. I probably shouldn't do that.
It happens, Elder. It happens.
Thank you. And as you redistribute the food, we will end off on that. Next time, I guess you'll be deciding who actually goes with them.
I think Karen already decided it's going to be the mom, because it's like she probably got infected from her daughter.
Yeah. Or it's not her daughter, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, not whatever.
Close and enough. There's 2 dead people also in the other room.
Well, I don't know.
Wait, can I tell them about it quickly before?
Yeah. So you tell go ahead.
I want to be like, so while I was in the other room, I noticed that what happens to one of them affects the other person, much like how the rats were all hive-minded.
Interesting.
What do you mean?
I believe there might be something to it. I put one of them down, and the other one shortly lost consciousness and reacted to exactly how the other person struggled.
Why?
I don't think there was any hope for them. They were dying of starvation, and
I think.
I don't know. Otherwise, just felt like it was necessary. I couldn't bear seeing them suffer. They're restrained. I thought I had to do what I had to do. But maybe one of you would like to examine the body if you have any surgical skills and see if you can notice anything.
I have a little. I have my tool.
Hold on.
I have alchemist supplies.
Yeah, maybe you can look for any like fungal growth on them or something, or anything that would suggest like a hive mind mentality.
I have proficiency in medicine, so I can take a look. I don't know if you want to do that now or next time, but I could definitely go take a look at them.
Yeah, we can actually do a quick thing right now before we end off.
Sure.
Maybe one of you can do one of the bodies and the other one can do the other body.
Maybe it could be like a group effort. I guess he could like dissect them. If there was anything interesting he finds, I'll do my alchemy shit. Mm-hmm.
So you head into that room, and all 3 of you is and Dogan kind of looks at you guys. Is everything okay? The people in there are particular.
Doing the king's business here. Just stay away from this room.
Maybe we should tell them that they died, so they don't think we just mutilated them.
Yeah, you can say that we're checking on each of the people.
True. The people here passed away, but we think there's a valuable knowledge to be had from them.
Roll deception.
What? How's that? What? That's not deception. I'm literally telling the truth.
Well, no, you're bending the truth.
No, hold on. What? Because if this was fucking what's his name, Malik saying this, then sure. But
Malik
told you he killed them.
Okay. Sure. Deception +1.
It's the same.
8.
8, and then Malik, you can roll deception too.
Okay, let's see. It's a -1, so let's see what I get. 7.
All right. Well, the man looks a little suspiciously at you, but then he's like, he kind of just shakes his head and turns away, going back to his cauldron to focus on whatever he's brewing.
I mean, hopefully the food gave enough goodwill for him to not like.
He has no reason to fucking suggest like that you killed them. So.
Yeah. So I guess we'll also go cut him up.
Okay, I'm not gonna like dissect the people, but I'm just gonna kind of look over the body and see if there's anything interesting.
Maybe you should dissect the other body.
Yeah, why not?
Sam.
Why not?
All right, both of you roll medicine.
All right, I'll use my alchemist.
Man, what's it natural one?
Yeah.
Oh, you fuck. You bitch.
Bad night tonight. Jesus.
I think you didn't dissect him.
Yeah. Just fucking.
I'll use all my fucking scientific implements to, I'm not trained that much in medicine, but, I have a lot of, like, just general scientific knowledge, and I'll use my alchemist stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, with proficiency, does my alchemist supplies affect a medicine check?
No, not really. Not in this case.
Okay. If I find something, it will. Till I can
just roll a general. For you, I would say it's not medicine. Maybe roll like just general investigation for that.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's fine. Maybe insight would be more fair because it's a +2 versus my +4 for investigation. I don't know. I'm just
go ahead with investigation because investigation is like figuring out what's the cause of things and how.
18
work.
total.
So what you can discern, you take some of your supply. You kind of like try like you just look at how they're positioned, what they were doing. But the one thing as you're checking around, you do notice that they have slight deformations on like the backs of their skulls.
Deformations.
Yeah, like it definitely. There seems to be a bit of like this slightly larger like lump at the back.
I think we'll need to open that up.
Yes, I agree. But I'd like to like put on gloves and stuff, like try to suit up to. If there's something nasty in there to not cover me.
All right, Voss, are you dissecting them too?
I'll assist.
Okay. Zamnil, roll medicine with advantage.
All right.
Zamnil's kind of like guiding you and helping you out, kind of to like.
13 and 7.
So you do definitely make a mess in the room. Like there's some splats here and there. The bed sheets are now have blood in them. Luckily the others seem to be distracted elsewhere for now. When you cut it seems to be like there's still kind of some bone over that section in the back. So you do need to go a bit of like cutting through it, but once you make it past, you notice that the mass on the back, like it's still brain matter, but it's like there's like an extra little section of their brain that grew there, and it has this like purplish tint to it in the back.
I'd like to remove that and
put it in your little bag.
Yeah, I kind of cover it with something to at least like seal it, like a vial or a test tube or something.
Do you have any vials on you?
I have my potion vial.
I go into the other room and dump out one of the perfume bottles and give him that.
Ah, perfect.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah.
Good thinking. So I cut the purple thing out and just like put it in there and seal it up.
Mm-hmm.
So this will be important for our studies. And I'd like to just quickly grab the torch, just slightly run over the outside of the bottle to disinfect it, like after.
Okay, yeah, to make sure it doesn't spread. That's smart. Okay,
Yeah.
so you do that.
I mean, it's magic disease, so that probably won't help that much, but a little at least, maybe. I don't know. It's worth a shot.
Okay.
We should examine everyone's the back of everyone's head now that we know there could be some link.
Yes.
I think definitely the person we decide to select, we should, cross-reference that kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's a good idea.
Although, if they're early in the development, it's likely that it's very possible that this little thing won't be very matured in them yet. It won't be noticeable.
Possible. But it's worth the look,
Of course.
Yeah.
Wait a second. Let's see what happens if you put the vial next to the other person's lump.
No, yes. See.
Yeah.
Maybe we could like poke it with something to see if there's like a reaction from that person's lump.
You try some experimenting around, but they seem to just be dead. They're not particularly doing anything.
Oh, I guess we'll take that guy's lump too, because 2 lumps is better than 1.
Looks like we'll have to experiment on live lumps in the future.
A difficult task, but possible.
Oh no.
Not expect this.
We're fucking like...
It's a fucking team of fucking Frankensteins.
Fucking the medic from TF2. Like fucking Dr. Egghead from Sonic or some shit.
Okay, I guess...
So I guess we're done then.
You extract a second lump, and that's where we fucking leave it. God damn it.
We've done enough mutilation. Yeah, I think we get it there.
Enough mutilation
crimes
for one
humanity.
session, yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Only
tune in next time to see what war crimes we commit. On next episode, chlorine gas.
So shout out to Together 2021 who said hit the herb in the YouTube chat.
Nice.
Epic.
All right, guys. Goddamn. Wait. Oh, wait. That was in our chat. Oh, I didn't even realize. I was like, what's going on? Yeah, maybe we'll do that next time too. Oh, and also I am planning a one-shot to introduce some new people to the game. And ideally, I want to see if we can try having a one-shot in this world too. So it could be something potentially interesting, where you guys are different characters, but you get to see the world from a little bit of a different perspective.
Okay, but only if it's a character we can later use here again, because in case our main guy dies.
That's fair. Yeah, you could try.
So what you're asking me is...
Well, what Gentleman Jenkins to just go, she's got some booty.
He comes back.
So what you're saying is you're giving me permission to...
Oh, Winston has to come back.
Yeah.
Oh god, Winston. Go crazy and make another character, eh?
Yes,
like
exactly.
He crosses universes. Cause...
Yeah. Winston's Magic Funhouse.
Yes.
Okay, all right, guys, everyone, we'll leave it off there. Thanks, everyone, for joining. And I guess we'll be hitting some herb next time.
Together 2021.
Yeah.
All right. Bye, everyone.
See ya.
See you guys.